you're making me think of like with it related to autism, with what you're talking about stuff, our brain can only process so much, so everything else gets kind of shuttled to the subconscious. And like with autism and the sensory overload, you're like, sometimes you may not be aware that you're overloaded until it's like, you know, so
it's at a crisis level,
right.
where we feel like we're being electrocuted, which is very similar to what is truly happening. It's like, zzz.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right about the brain. And that's interesting with autism, because the brain essentially is responsible for two things: taking information in and keeping information out, shuttling it down to the subconscious, if you will. So even things as simple as our workspace or our environment, if there's a lot of clutter around, we are using brain energy to keep the clutter out of our focus. That involves energy, because everything gives off energy. So imagine if I have stacks of papers on my desk, everything vibrates. And we know that from our very basic science classes. Everything's made out of molecules. Molecules are made out of atoms. Atoms are constantly moving. We got things whirring and buzzing around all the time. Electrons. Ooh, so there's constant movement. There's constant vibration. And it's information is what we're getting. We're getting information off stuff. Hey, I'm here. Hey, I'm here. So if we're sitting in an environment where there's all this stuff that's vibrating and buzzing around us, it does become sensory overload, and our brains go, whoa, no more input. I'm overloaded. And the subconscious is going, hey, slow it down. I'm drowning. I can't file fast enough. And we do just shut down. It's how we cope with it sometimes, because it's too much going in and we do get overloaded. And then in addition to what our physical senses are giving us, we have our sixth sense, our energy bodies are picking up stuff too. And that can make it really difficult for us, because we can't see that. We can see what we're smelling oftentimes. We obviously see what we're seeing. We feel when we get touched, but then there's this other stuff that's coming in too. And it's like, and it's just too much. It's just too much sometimes. And our brains do shut down.